hopefully this all works. I don't normally do streams myself, although it's something I want to change. Normally I have Jesse here to make sure everything's okay. Let me know if you can hear me, chat. Here to talk about some things, talk about some stuff, because the ROG Xbox Ally X and S reviews are out in the wild. Yeah. Should we talk about it? I've done a little setup here just to help you guys out. So let me walk you through. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me some acknowledgement in the chat, please, that you can hear me all right on this live stream. Pretty please, so that I know it's not broken. Let's have a look. Look, this is what I've got. This is what I've got for you. So we've got a couple of setups here that I can switch to. We've got the gameplay capture direct, handheld cam down here, so you can actually see the handheld. We can switch to just the droid cam if that's what you guys would prefer, and we can switch to just pure gameplay capture and me if that's what you prefer. So we'll go with all three, because why not? But yeah, I was able to go hands-on with the ROG Xbox Ally X. I've had it for about a week or so, which wasn't as much time as I would have liked, because I'm also moving house, so this has been a stressful week. But there's a lot of good stuff here. I set this to go live about half hour after the review, so if folks have watched it, I like this device a lot. I don't necessarily love this device a lot. And, you know, because I'm not constrained by trying to put out a publication and write an article. I think from my review perspective, I approach this from if I'm a hardcore console purist that's bled green and just bought an Xbox every time one's come out, is it worthwhile to me? Do I want to get one of these? And my honest answer at the moment is, I think if you've never touched PC gaming before in your life, you're gonna struggle to some degree with some of the aspects of this device. Yeah, I mean, the embargo is officially over because the reviews are all out. You know, can't talk about it, show it in public until 2 p.m. earlier today, Abdul. So yeah, to my knowledge, the embargo is officially over. But yes, what do I think of this compared to this one? The other, it's a bit dusty now. The standard Ally X. Well, I suppose that's a good point to start with. I think I've had the standard Ally X, the naming conventions, man, they kill me. I don't know, for a while, a year maybe. And it's a really cool device, but Windows was absolutely the worst thing about it. But the power was great, and it was surprising what it could run. This elevates that even further, but it also adds some really fantastic ergonomics that are it's just really nice to hold. To the point where I've been playing various things on this for quite some time, and I really like just sitting out and chilling out with it. I think there are certain types of games that I struggle to play on it. Like, if you've watched the review, this runs Battlefield 6 like super well, like to the point where I'm like, okay, this is genuinely viable, but it's a 7-inch screen. So it's like just trying to make out people at that resolution from very far away. It's not the best way to play those sorts of games. And the bigger problem that a lot of AAA games have is some of the text, some of the UI is so small that you will just struggle to see it. Yeah, there's one game in particular that I probably can't mention directly that has that issue. And it's the one thing that is frustrating. Everything else is great about playing on this handheld, but that one thing is like, wish they could fix that. But more and more developers are increasing the UI and things like that in the device and in their games. So, yeah, it's up to you guys what you want to see. Like, I can't show you things because, yes, I have things installed on here because, you know, publicly we've announced they're reviewing them. But no, I'm not going to boot up The Outer Worlds or Keeper or, you know, Ninja Gaiden. That's not going to be a thing. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed fooling around with this and kind of pushing and prodding it a little bit. And I have to shout out Kayasante in the chat, who, you know, I was like, hey buddy, and I had to pretend that I was talking about my old Ally. How do you do emulation and stuff? And he gave me some pointers. Little did he know that I was secretly doing here. Yeah, so compared to the old Ally, and I'll pull this up here just so you guys can see the difference. We've got just two buttons. Sorry for the dust; it hasn't been touched for a week or so. We've got two buttons on either side. We've got some new buttons on the ROG Xbox Ally X. We have the Xbox Nexus button here. We have menu, and we have Armory Crate. So if I hit Armory Crate, it brings up the integrated Armory Crate now, and this is a shortcut to doing stuff. So if I'm having performance issues with a game, I want to drop the internal resolution of the device down to 720p or 900p or back up to 1080p, I can do that really quickly. I can turn on performance monitoring, which will give me either a little row there, a large row, or I can have the square, which gives me a bunch of different performance profiles, and kind of I can see what's going on in terms of what's being used. You can change control mode, so if you want to switch to the Windows desktop, you can just instantly. But that's for using desktop controls. So you'll use the right stick as a mouse. Let me zoom out a little bit here as I try and figure this out. You can use the right stick as a mouse and kind of do all of that way if you want, or you can let the system decide, hey, you can do it automatically and all of that jazz. I'm trying to keep an eye on questions in the chat. So the buttons on the right, sorry, I was getting distracted by Command Center. So we've got menu, the hamburger button, and then we've got a new button here called My Library. And I mentioned this in my review. This just brings up your library. It's a shortcut to the thing that arguably is why you're here, playing video games. Cool. Except I feel like the menu and view buttons should have been on top, and the library and Armory Crate buttons should have been underneath, because honestly, default, I go to the top buttons. I don't know why my brain does that, but I wish that they had been swapped around to a degree. But yeah, that's what they do. And they can just take you shortcut to the library. You can press the Nexus button and head home, and that all works great. It's fine. It's pretty cool. Can I reprogram those menu buttons? Now I know you could on the old Ally by going into Armory Crate and having a play around. Let's investigate this together. I haven't tried. Let me see. So we can see the update center. We can do lighting. So yeah, lighting here. You can change like the color of these and go for like rainbows and other sorts of things. And you can change the brightness if you want. I don't really see the need. It's taking up battery. I need that battery. Can we do the buttons? I don't know. Don't know. We used to be able to. I'm sure we did. I can't remember now. Keyboard shortcuts? No, we don't want any of those. GPU settings. So you can see you've got RSR. You can turn it on to automatic. AMD fluid motion frames, anti-lag, Radeon boost, Radeon chill, all of this fun stuff. Image sharpening. You can adjust the amount of GPU memory that gets assigned, so you can do 8 gig, 12 gig, leave it on auto, whatever you fancy. Yeah, it's neat. I don't know if you can reprogram the buttons. Apologies, I can't answer that question. Maybe you used to be able to. Casante in the chat, what's the difference between the UI you installed on your Ally and what's on this Xbox Ally? It's more fluid, but it's not without its bugs either. You know, as I reported in the review, and this might happen live. I couldn't capture it when it did happen, but like sometimes you might come out of a game and you'll be using the D-pad to kind of get around, and nothing will happen, and you'll be like, what's going on? And you maybe start to think about resetting it, and then suddenly it will play out all of the movements you made in like one flurry, which is weird. I actually think the battery life is great, but it depends on the game that you're playing. So I'm answering Weapon X's question here. If I'm playing something like anything on the 13 watt silent profile, so let me give you an example here. If we go to Armory Crate and we drop this down to 13 watt silent, and if we were to load up, let's have a look. What's a game that's pretty lightweight? If we were to load up, yeah, it's a classic, and look, you'll see some of the stuff that it can do now. So this is Geometry Wars 3 on Steam, and I've hit play, and this is the stuff that, like, if you're a console gamer, you'll be like, update, loading Steam. What are you doing? Because if you set Steam to open when the desktop opens, on first boot up, you'll get the Xbox Home, and then Steam will catch up and suddenly interrupt whatever you're doing and do this, and then you'll have to go back if you want to go back to the Xbox Home. So, yeah, it's a thing. But yeah, I've had some like nearly 5 and a bit hours out of just playing a small game, which is crazy to me. Like, I think that's great, and for larger games, most of the time anywhere between 2 and 3. So yeah, like we've got single player. I don't know if the game's audio is coming through here. Like, do let me know if it is. Let's continue here and see if I can play this. And I have to not watch the gameplay capture side of things, because does the ROG Xbox Ally have a quick resume feature? No, nothing. Like, again, this is, you're going to be going back to loading screens and compiling shaders, and whilst Microsoft and Xbox are making efforts to remove some of those or lighten some of that load, like with pre-compiled shaders and stuff like that, much like Steam's done for some of the games that are Steam Deck verified, it isn't there yet. So, oh god, it's a boss. Let's have a go. So you can see, like, this is doing pretty good. You know, it's looking great. It's looking sharp. It's running at 1080p. If I wanted to drop this down to 720p, which arguably you could do on a game like this, like, the frame rate is what matters to me more than the graphical fidelity. You could do that and, you know, increase that battery life even more. But it's not. I'm having to play this in such a weird way because I've kind of got the mount holding the thing here. God, I failed miserably there, didn't I? Let's try again. Have I docked it and played games on the TV? I have got a dock. It's here. There's my dock. But no, I haven't played games with it on the TV. It is technically docked right now because it is going through a capture card to kind of get some gameplay footage up there. But it's not the point of the device to me. Like, yes, you can look to collect all of these different modes and replace your gaming laptop, but like, it's a handheld. Like, it's not a Switch. And because of the myriad of different software and how people have designed that software, it's not being designed specifically for a handheld. There's just a ton of caveats to how everything feels. Why is it making me do a bloody attack mode? I just want to play, man. Yeah. If I go to the menu, does the game restart? Well, let's have a look, shall we? If I go home, boop. So I'm back to the home page. Now, what's happening with my game, right? If I swipe up from the bottom, you can see here that it's still running. And it's interesting, some games you can still see like animations happening and everything here. And you can close stuff like this is basically Windows Task Manager, but on a handheld. But this is where I start to get annoyed, right? Like, why isn't that closing? If I click that, oh, did it close? And this is where that UI is like, is it working how I want? Is that game still booted? Yes, it is. Like, and then we can go in and play. So, yeah, it all works. Let me just I'm trying to keep an eye on all the questions here. Let's load up something a little bit more meaty, so you guys can see how performant this can be. So this is Steam Big Picture mode. I can go through and load up different games on Steam. What do you want to see me try and play? Is the question I have. You know, if I'll give you my everything that's installed here. So we've got Balatro. I can't show you Ball Pit yet, I'm afraid. We've got Battlefield 6. We've got Cyberpunk 2077. We've got Halo Infinite, Hogwarts Legacy, Indiana Jones, Spider-Man Remastered. What do you want to see? I'm going to ask again, is there a reason I don't multi-stream? Do you mean stream from YouTube and to Twitch and to everything else? Because I think using Restream limits the quality of our streams. Jesse normally streams everything we do in like either a minimum of 1440 or 4K, I can't remember. But also no one really watched us on Twitch. So, yeah. Let's try Halo Infinite. Elemental Shadow got in there first. Let's load it up. Let's see what happens. So this wasn't here. This is new today. This hasn't been here on any of my previous things, and there are issues in running this sometimes. But let's give it a go. And just for the sake of performance, I'm going to just bump this up to the game to the platform's turbo mode. So this is 35 watt output because it's plugged in as well. Wolfgang Capes, while playing Cloud, what's the integration like with Game Bar? Does it feel properly integrated? It feels okay. I have to admit, I only tried... Look, so this is... sorry to interrupt. Halo Infinite. This is the kind of thing that, like, if you're a console player, you'll be like, well, what does this mean? And it's telling me that it can't find a supported graphics device. And, again, I can't click that button. I have to manually come in and hit continue. And then it's like, okay... Let's get it running again. In your own time, video game. Let's do this with that light. Let's see if that's any better. Can it play Poppy Playtime? I've never even heard of that game. I have no idea. Yeah, I mean, life is goof. If you want to give us a Prime sub, I mean, have at it. We appreciate the support because we're a tiny little independent outlet and that support is invaluable to us. But yeah, our community seems to be mostly built with YouTube in mind. So no complaints from me. Let's see how this is. We'll test out cloud gaming in a bit and see how it goes. We can show you guys that. But let's get this Halo Infinite test out of the way. This is where I'm like, I mean, look at this. It's saying in the menu that it's doing 100 and something FPS. We'll see. I think that campaign is probably more challenging than multiplayer. So let's load that up. And thank you for the Prime sub, Life is Goof. You the man. So again, like there's little things that just start to bug me a little bit. Like I can already tell that for some reason, the resolution appears to be wrong and it might be cutting some stuff off at the corners here. I don't know why that is. But I'm not an expert. I'm not doing massive teardowns and frame rate analyses and stuff like that. And Nisa... Okay. Are we back? Are we back? Of course we're back. The webcam's not back. God. Are we back, people? There we go. No? Yes? Let me know if we're back. I'm very annoyed that all went terribly wrong. I don't know why. It just crashed. So apologies, everybody. I don't know what happened. My rig just went eh. I think that we had a power cut because everything in the house flickered. So, whoops. Sorry about that, everybody. But we're back. We're back. Don't even know. Don't even know. But let's continue. Let's continue and see how this performs. Bom, bom, bom. Sorry about that. Thank you for sticking around, though. Oh no, we're back. It's over. We're back. It's over. The Xbox cycle. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That is how it feels. Hopefully the stream has cheered up a bit now. Bum, bum, bum. Can you guys hear game audio? Let's see.
Chief,
do you see what I mean about like loading times and stuff?
Yet.
But look at this.
Do you even know what this conservatory thing is?
Not yet.
Look at how good this is
Exciting,
running.
Isn't it?
Exciting?
Of course.
No, this is not exciting. This is dangerous.
Well, to be fair, life is dangerous. Statistically, there is a high chance.
I am debating mortality with someone that looks exactly
Like,
the
I think
person
it's
I knew in the
impressive
first place.
that this little handheld
Sorry, I didn't mean
can
to.
run a game like this
Just let me know when you're done.
at this quality.
If you ever get done.
Just my 2 cents. It's been ages since I played this. Is there anyone here? But multiplayer is surprisingly good fun on this handheld. Like, trying to get the droid cam view looking reasonable. There you go, it's open world Halo running on a handheld. See, it is by far the best PC handheld, but I think that if you're a long time Xbox fan, where's the brute? If you're a long time Xbox fan, you're not gonna approach this like you would a console. You can't. It doesn't work the same. It's an unfortunate truth. Oh shit, that's gonna explode. But like, this is totally viable. Like, you get some stutter and stuff, but like, I think it's resetting expectations. Like, I always want to play every game at 60 FPS, but the reality is that's not always possible, and you have to kind of accept 30. Like, to give you some context, and this is great, right? This is very console-like. If I go home, right, and if I swipe up from the bottom, you can see Halo Infinite is still running there, right? And this hopefully should work. But if I hit X there, the game's closed. That's cool. If I go to Steam Big Picture mode, right, I've not played this. I literally only played the intro. Never played Spider-Man. Maybe I will now, because it's here. I mean, granted, I could have played it on PC ages ago. It's just not my sort of game. But let's see. let's do a new game. Let's set it to friendly because I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's check the graphics, right? So let's run it at 1080p. Refresh rate of that. Let's turn VSync off because you might see tearing, but me on my VRR screen here, I won't, in theory. Let's leave frame gen off, and we'll leave resolution scaling on. We'll apply those changes. And let's see what this handheld can do. Let's go for a new game. Friendly. Let's go. If we just set it to and look, for you guys, let's bring up some stats. Let's put on some stats there. All right, so you can kind of see what it's doing. Oh, I don't game right. I don't mind too much about the stream getting claimed. Do I think? Let's have a look. Shane G, do I think that this is how the next Xbox console is? I think that this is a transitionary step to what the next Xbox console could be, and the problems I have with the device, look, and I think it's a great handheld. It's arguably one of the best handhelds I've ever used, like without a shadow of a doubt. But from a console perspective, like, and this is the thing, if they're going to advertise it as this is an Xbox, and I get that that's marketing, but there is a subset of people out there that are going to be like, this is a new Xbox, and then they're going to hit all of these PC hurdles and go, like getting Battlefield 6 to run on this, I had to do registry editing to get add a unit in to make it work. Will the average console user know how to do that? Do that safely without breaking the device? I don't have the answer to that question. So I think there are things that they need to fix. But like, look at this. This is running on this handheld. I mean, kudos to Insomniac and Nixes. This is one heck of a port. Like, it looks fantastic. Look. I mean, you could quite happily sit here and play this.
Did you take him down yet?
And yes, it's only running at like 40, 52 FPS. But this is a massive open world. Like, that's amazing.
Yuri, I've been waiting 8 years for this.
You really want to help?
I think it's
Head to
amazing
Times
anyway.
Square. Sounds like his guys are trying to keep my backup from reaching the scene.
You got it. Almost there.
Oh, how are we going to swing over the park, Peter? Woo. That's very cool. But the reality is, if Microsoft are going to, and from the sounds of it, PlayStation are going to be pursuing handheld gaming.
Hello?
Parker, where are you?
The way games right now are designed completely needs to change.
Yes. Sorry.
Like,
yes.
and the chase for fidelity and graphics, it has to start with the lowest device. And for all of the pundits out there that bemoan the Series S, it has given Microsoft one leg up to a degree, in that for them, they're already targeting a 1080p, lower memory, lower powered device, and they already had games optimized for this entire generation for that sort of thing. And now they can take advantage of that in the next generation. So I think there's a bunch of stuff that we can look at. Yeah, I know the song will get claimed, it's fine. What else have we got here? What else have we got here? How good would you say the system level settings are around power resolution? Yeah, like you can't like go super granular, or at least I haven't tried, but the 3 profiles they have are great, right? And we can test this right now. So at the moment, because I'm plugged in, I'm pumping out 35 watts out of this, and it's averaging between 45 to 60 FPS. Can the game handle running at 13 watt silent? Let's see. We can just change that on the fly, right, to save some batteries. Now watch the frame rate. We're down to 30, 27, 25, right? Now maybe I don't want to play at 25 FPS, so we can go ahead and make some other changes. If I hit pause again, right, and I can go here, and I can say, hey, drop the resolution of this screen down to 720p. And people might say, 720p on a handheld. It's a 7-inch screen. It looks great at 720p. Look! It doesn't look bad. We need to change our mindset about what games are going to look like. Yeah.
Morning, guys.
Let's have a look.
Ready for their hot, fresh cup of bodily
How do I do this? Oh, I've got to press buttons. Are you going to tell me what to do? Have you frozen? Oh, I think we've had our first crash. Look. Oh no, there we go. I just didn't realise I was meant to be fighting. Oh no. I think it's zoomed in. So what we might have to do here... and this is, again, like if you start fiddling around with this stuff... Yeah, look. Because I dropped it to 720p on the screen, I didn't drop the resolution of the game. So what I should probably do is go to settings, display and graphics, and now we'll drop it down to 720p and say yes, and keep those changes. There we go. Right, so now the game's sorting itself out. But now you see the frame rate's improved, and this is quite playable at...
This doesn't look good.
Oh. But yeah. There you go. Brit, the older Ally, had 17 watt, 25 watt, and 35 watt settings. I think it was 30 instead of 35 from memory. But yes, you're right. Yeah, there's a lot of complexity to this, and you can, for the tinkerers out there, this is what I mean. This is for a tinkerer. This is for someone who loves to adjust stuff and mess around and tweak things, but it also does some other cool things, right? So look, we've seen Spider-Man. It runs great. Definitely gonna have to go and finish that game. It's quite fun to play. Again, like, let's close Spider-Man. Oh, that was fun. Maybe we want to see something else. So if we go to Armory, I can't show you any more than this on a stream, by the way, because YouTube will get me in trouble, or Nintendo will come and kill me. But if I think I can show this, this is what makes me nervous. If I open Armory Crate itself, let's move that over there. If I open Armory Crate itself and actually go and check out my games collection, there's all my games. This is ASUS's setup. This is what we used to have on the old Ally. I can load up something called Emulation Station. I'm not going to load any of these games. I'm just showing you that this exists. Do these work? Who can say? It's kind of cool though, right? Like, it's kind of cool. You don't get all of this sort of thing on a console in this sort of way. Again, no. Super cool. That's all I'm going to show you with that, I'm afraid. Yeah, what else? What else? What else do you want to see? Let's try something. So let's try Battlefield 6, right? Because we can. Let's see how this runs. And I am going to bump this back up to 35 watt. Boop. Wait. Now it's not letting me. Odd. This is what I mean. There's just some... That's a new bug. I didn't encounter that one during my review period, but now it's like, are you just not letting me? That's really weird. Oh, Windows. Alright, for the sake of perhaps restarting this device, because I think it's done some weird stuff. So it's not letting me close that. Let's go. If we transition to the Windows desktop, there's my desktop. That's cool. We will turn off real-time monitoring. So there's my desktop. It's trying to load Battlefield as well. But let's try something different. Let's do a restart. Bum 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 bum. Elemental Hero, the Shadow Link Dragon about remote play. Well, let's have a look at that in a sec. I'm just giving this a second to restart. Oh, and by the way, Predrag made a really cool desktop background for me for this device. So if you want to have it, it's embedded in our review. You're welcome to download it from XboxEra.com, and you can set it as your lock screen if you want. This is still booting up right now, so hopefully the screen cap will catch up now. There we go. But yeah, look at this lovely desktop background that Predrag gave me. Use the fingerprint sensor, load straight in to the Xbox app there. I haven't got Doom or Borderlands 4 installed, but yeah, I have tried Borderlands 4 on the old Ally. It didn't run well. I don't know what updates have happened to Borderlands 4 since. Definitely can check that one out in the future. But you wanted to know about remote play, so let's give this a go. Let's turn my Xbox on. Oh, what? Okay, I guess we're not going to do that right now. You want me to reconnect? Okay, it wants me to reconnect to the console. All right, let's try cloud gaming. Bom, bom, bom. Try cloud. There we go. So bear in mind this is on xCloud. This is not running locally, even though I have the game locally installed here. I don't think you can add more VRAM, Louis. Or is it running locally? I think this is running locally. Maybe I'm wrong. I did click cloud. Maybe it saw that I had a local install and was like, nah, this is fine, you can play it here. Fine. See, I dislike, like, so gamers on this are going to have to get used to building shaders. It's always fun. Okay, we're back on 35-watt turbo. There's a lot of waiting around with the PC handheld at first. But obviously this is an experience that's going to improve over time with any luck. So, let's have a look here. Video. Running at 1080p. Field of view 90. It's giving me an FPS limit of 40. Should we set that to unlocked? 1,000? Nope. Okay. Let's set it to the 120 of this screen. There we go. Graphics is all set to low. Alright. This is Indiana Jones. I can tell you that this feels perfectly fine to play. Isn't that impressive? I think this is impressive. Look at that. I can only try the games I've got installed, I'm afraid. The other thing as well is there are some games that are still massive when they don't need to be. Like, I had Forza Horizon 5 installed on here, it was working fine. The next day I loaded it up, it didn't work fine.
Don't wreck the boat.
That was annoying. But it was 140 gig, and I'm like, I could install a bunch of other stuff on here instead of that. Let's try Battlefield now. And yeah, it is odd to me. Bretinator 2010, how comes 007 James Bond hasn't got a game series yet? You've got 007 First Light coming out in March on PS5, PC and Xbox Series consoles. It's looking good. It's looking good. Britt, I want to see you able to get a beefy eGPU dock for the handheld and put your beastly PC GPU in there. Yeah, can you imagine? Just whack a 4090 in on this thing. That would be fun. I mean, the thing is though, that is a perfectly acceptable way, and I think the CPU on this would probably manage it quite well for the most part. A lot of waiting around. Right, here we go. No, I don't want to do the campaign. Nope, I'm going to do... let me change view so you guys can see the droid as well. Bum, 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 bum. And the really cool thing is I can plug my X-Real glasses into this as a display and have a massive virtual TV for Battlefield, which is really fun. What is going on here? Oh. Check that out. How good does this look on a frickin' handheld? I'm probably going to get gunned down straight away. So as great as it is to, and it is viable to play like this, it's much harder to see stuff on a 7-inch screen. Whereas something like Halo kind of works. Ooh, shit. Let's go up here. Ah! I got an assist. I'll take it. Fun times. I did not have the Xbox Ally X when the COD beta was live, I'm afraid, so was unable to test. But how good does this look?
Enemy contact in my AO!
Oh, you bastard! Anyway. So yeah, full context for folks is the because this was an early unit. It didn't have the out of the box experience that you have, and to be honest, after I downloaded so many games, I haven't chosen to reset the device and go through that onboarding process again. Maybe I should. Maybe that will iron out some of the kinks I've had. I don't think so because I've done all the updates and it's all good. But yeah, it had some Windows updates and some software updates that needed doing, but they weren't the experience that you guys were going to get. So, you know, I'm curious from everybody in the chat who's got one ordered, who's picking one up tomorrow. Anybody? You got one coming in? This is like the worst thing is like having to concentrate and not see the chat. Oh! Boo! But anyway. Alright. You get the idea. This is an extremely capable device that I think a lot of people are going to really love. Also, fun thing that you can do, and let me see if I can quickly set this up before I go. So Steam Big Picture mode, much like ASUS's, has different startup things that you can buy from the point shop. And let me show you. I spent some points because I had it, so why not? If I think I have to close Steam here, and then it's going to load up normal Steam. But if I now go into big picture mode, what's this? That's fun, isn't it? Isn't that fun? And I think that's one thing where Microsoft could really improve things is to bring that flair. And I think that's arguably what it's missing. Windows is still so pervasive throughout. It needs a little bit of that console, this is my device for me flair. Konstantinos, can I boot up into Steam Big Picture mode? Catch up, bro. I literally just did that. But yeah, like not all games run fantastically. If I like Hades runs fantastically. Let me load up one that doesn't. So this is Sword of the Sea, which is an indie game, and I love this game. I gave this a 9 when I did the review, and it's not on Xbox. It's PlayStation and PC exclusive, and I think now Sony own the IP or the trademark. Oh, can I boot Steam Big Picture mode instead of the Xbox operating system? No, but you can tell Big Picture mode to load up with Windows. I can show you doing that if you want. Do you want me to show you doing that? Let me show you this game, and then I'll show you like the startup apps that you can kind of mess around with. I'm curious though. I haven't had because I only gave this device, and I think scores are stupid, but I only gave this device like a 7 out of 10. Are people surprised by that? Do you know, when you read my review, do you agree with my thoughts, or do you agree why I understood that score? Joshua, yes, I turned on battery limiter because I've been doing a lot of this sort of stuff to protect the battery. Yeah, you can turn that off if you want to charge to 100, but I have it capped at 80%. So like right now, I don't know why the game isn't there. It's still in big picture mode. I bet the game's hiding over here. There he is. And why is it rendering like this? We will never know. Can we fix it? This is where I'm like, oh, this is so frustrating. Let's apply that. Oh look, everything's great now. If I continue, let's load up. Like, if you haven't played this game, it's freaking awesome. If we look at the frame rate, let's turn off. See, that's pretty playable, but you have to put it to the max output to get this. And for some reason, the water doesn't render correctly, so it's all white, when this should be kind of see-through and blue. So it definitely needs some optimization. But it's a lovely game. If you haven't played this, it's fantastic. Woo. It's just a super zen thing that you can just enjoy. Sword of the Sea. Absolutely lovely game. Whoa, hold up there, boy. I see me a chest. Sparda 3G. It feels like you have a grudge against Windows software, which is understandable. Your rating will reflect that. If you can acknowledge and look at the comfort and beast of it, then it will be high. Yeah, my point of view is that the big hoorah has been like, look how Windows is out of the way, and it is, but it also isn't. Like, yeah, they've done amazing work so far, but there's still plenty more to do on the journey. And I really look forward to seeing how these updates kind of progress as it goes forward. And as someone who games on PC a lot, it's fine by me. I can use Windows just fine. I understand all of its quirks. It's not a problem. But from the mindset of your average console gamer going out and buying one of these and thinking it's going to act like a console, I feel like they might come a cropper there. I feel like they might bump a little bit against the Windows-ishness nature of the device. Your mileage may vary, is all I can say on that. But I'm super chuffed that we got to have a look at it. And what's really cool is now is, and I guess I can tell you this, going forward, wherever we can, because obviously we don't all have these XboxEra, we will include performance coverage, if briefly, on the Ally as part of our reviews. Like, hey, here's a review for Ninja Gaiden. Here's how it performs. I'm not going to give you any indication one way or the other today, but that is the intent going forward. Outer Worlds, Keeper, whatever comes next year, how is it performing on these devices for those people that have bought them and want to play there? So, yeah. So let's do one last thing and show, just show the Xbox dashboard. We'll go to desktop. We'll change the startup routine here. And look, here's the keyboard, and you can use it. Startup apps, right? And I can now say to it, Steam, start at login, right? Pretty quick change. Do that. We'll restart the device. Boop. Did I restart that? Nope. There we go. So we'll restart the device. Get me lint. I've got me lint-free cloth here. Give the screen a little polish for you. Get those dust and God, it's not doing a very good job, is it? The thing that makes me smile a little bit is there are some people that like, just get Steam Deck. And I'm like, the Steam Deck is great, but it in no way can play the types of AAA games that this can. End of story. And to pretend that it can, I feel is somewhat disingenuous. Because it's comparable to the smaller Ally. Like, it can play some, but it's not going to be able to tank everything in the way that this can to a great degree. So we can see we've booted into the Xbox full screen experience right now. And if I, in theory, from memory, as long as I don't touch this, what should happen is in the background, Steam should be opening. I might be wrong. Maybe it's just not going to do it. It did used to do it. Okay, it did used to do it. So maybe it just didn't take my change into account. But normally what would happen is it would do this as soon as you load into the dashboard straight away. So maybe it's having a little moment. But there you go. That's how it can work with Steam Big Picture mode. But yeah, there you go. I look forward to seeing people's reactions as they get their hands on these. Was there not a setting in Windows where you could choose what you booted into as part of the full screen experience update? Okay, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about gaming here. Choose the home app. Not seeing an option here to do what you're suggesting. So perhaps not. Yeah. Anyway, folks, I think that'll do for now. Apologies for the interruption in the stream earlier. If you're getting one of these tomorrow or the cheaper version, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a lot of fun with it. I've certainly been having a lot of fun with it. And there are some games that are just perfect for handhelds. In fact, there'll be a review for something a little bit later on today that you guys will probably want to check out, you know? Like, who can say what it is? Who can say? But, you know, maybe. Other than that, Jesse and I will be back tomorrow for Xbox Era Headlines, our twice weekly news show. If you're new to the channel and you first encountered us and are watching us, do hit like, hit subscribe. If you love having an outlet that actually focuses on playing on Xbox, as a mantra, consider supporting us directly on Patreon by heading to patreon.com/XboxEra. We'd appreciate it if you do, because without people's support, little outlets like us really struggle to survive. But otherwise, just play loads of video games. There's shit tons out this month. Like, go have fun. And we'll see you next time. Ciao for now.